What's going on, everybody? Uh, we're going to get into this game, and we're going to talk about this absolutely humiliating defeat at the hands of the Philadelphia Eagles. As you see on the score, it was 35-10. Eagles completely kicked our collective asses in the worst possible way. And we're going to get into it. We're definitely going to talk about this. I have a lot that I need to get off my chest. I was going to save this for tomorrow. I was going to wait until tomorrow to do this, but I said, you know what? The way that I'm feeling right now, I think it's best. And, with all of this on my mind, I just think it is better that I go ahead and get it out of my system now, and I can, recover later and everything. So make sure y'all share this show out, share it out to everybody, let everybody know I was going to go live tomorrow, but I'm just like right now, it's in my mind. I need to get this off my chest. I need to talk about it before I, go completely insane. So everybody, make sure you share this show out. Spread the word to everybody in regards to this game, and we will definitely talk about it a little bit. I'm gonna probably try to go no more than about 30 to 40 minutes, because I know the Colts Cowboys game is coming up, and I know a lot of people are watching the Chiefs Bengals game, which is 24-20 right now, Kansas City, in the fourth quarter. So, we're definitely going to talk about that. And again, we're going to get this show started in less than 60 seconds. So, y'all get ready for this hot show. Good evening, Titan Nation. How is everybody? Oh, yeah. What's going on, Titan Nation? Wish I was coming to you under happier circumstances tonight, but welcome in to TNT Postgame. I am your host, Chris, aka Blue Enforcer, aka The Truth. And we're going to talk about this absolutely horrific 35-10 drubbing at the hands of the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Tennessee Titans do fall to 7-5 on the year. I'm actually sharing this show out, so that's why y'all see me looking down. And I'm just going to be perfectly honest and frank with all of you. The Tennessee Titans got their asses kicked. They literally got their asses kicked. And we're going to talk about that. But before we get into all that, make sure y'all share this show out to everybody. I am trying to do the same thing right now. I am putting it out to everybody, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. You can do it at TNT Blue, at TNT Enforcers. You could join that channel, or at TNT Blue Enforcer on Twitter, and on Instagram at Titans_N_Truth as well. So definitely come on in, and we're going to definitely talk about this unmitigated disaster that we witnessed today, and that is the Tennessee Titans falling. Well, better yet, that doesn't do it any justice. They were destroyed, 35-10. Also, make sure y'all hit that like button. Hit the like button. I want everybody that is watching to hit that like button. And also, if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button and go ahead and ring the bell and hit all, so that way you get all the notifications every time I go live, So that way you know that I go live and you'll be able to join me as we do, talk Titans and talk about this absolute albatross of a football game that we all got to witness here tonight, as the Tennessee Titans literally and utterly were destroyed in every possible way of this game, 35-10. They were beaten. I mean, as Paul Heyman would say when it comes to Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar, the Titans were beaten, victimized, humbled, and defeated. And another dose of reality is going to get given tonight. The Titans were truly humiliated by the Eagles. They were demoralized, exposed, and I'm just going to say it, and a lot of you are not going to like this, but it is the truth. The Tennessee Titans are frauds. They are pretenders. Not contenders. They are pretenders. They suck right now. And that is the honest to God truth. Sorry. Some of y'all might not like that. Derek, thank you for the super chat. And I'm going to try to get through as many of the comments as I can, but I'm not going to be able to read them all. But the Titans were exposed in all phases of the game. They were outplayed, out-toughed, out-coached, outmanned, outgunned, and simply outdone in every single way. I see AZ Mick is in here. What's up? Titans South. Saying we're guaranteed a first round exit. I agree. John Bro was talking about Trey Henry and rebuild, and that's something we're definitely going to talk about. Isaiah's right. This was a catastrophe. This was, and I'm going to show y'all the A.J. Brown celebration in just a bit, but they got their asses whooped. They got taken to the woodshed, and a mama or daddy took a leather strap and just started beating that ass to the point where the Titans probably can't sit down no more or think. They literally got their asses whooped. And it wasn't even, and that's probably an understatement. This Titan organization should be ashamed of themselves. They should be ashamed of the product they put out there today. This loss wasn't just on a single person. It's not just on Ryan Tannehill or Derrick Henry or the defense, Traylon Burks being out. This truly was an organizational loss, and it was an unmitigated disaster. And this loss truly, if nothing else, falls really on the shoulders and on the head of one man and one man only. This all falls on the head of John Robinson. This loss is about 90% on him. And this truly was John Robinson's fault. Now, there are a lot of other factors that goes into this. And I see SM Ducky, I see MHVACR, and I appreciate everybody that was listening on the live stream. Again, I was gonna go live tomorrow, but I just felt like I needed tonight because it was kind of time. We need to let this out, and everybody needs a dose of reality. This loss, more than anything, y'all excuse me for a second. This loss, there we go, is solely on John Robinson, majority. Because, again, the Titans are frauds. They are not a real contender for the Super Bowl. And I think the Tennessee Titans and Mike Vrabel and John Robinson, they just seem like they are just so happy with, hey, you know what? I'm just happy we win the division and host a playoff game. Like, they seem like that's all they want. Is that all they cared about was, getting to the playoffs, hosting a playoff game. And it just, they got exposed. And again, by 4 points to victory, and really not many of them were followed. I said, take care of the football, no turnovers. Now, they didn't have no turnovers. That might have been the only bright spot, and the run defense. Be tough at the point of attack, take the fight to them. They didn't. The Eagles took the fight to us. Play with discipline, we did not do that either. Jalen Hurts threw it all over the yard on us. And don't let AJ show out at your expense. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Brown did way more than show out. He sent a statement. He sent a message to one person. He sent a message to John Robinson directly in this game. And it wasn't just J-Rob. I mean, it wasn't just A.J. Brown. Devontae Smith had him a hell of a game too. And you know what? It's so bad that let's go into the good, the bad, and the god-awful right off the bat. And the stats are underneath. The good, the bad, the god-awful. And we should start with the good. There was some good in this game. And you know what that good was? Absolutely nothing. Plain and simple. There was absolutely nothing good about this football game. None whatsoever. There was absolutely nothing good. Now, MHVACR is right. Burks did walk off the field under his own power. So, I will say that. He did walk off under his own power. So that is the good news. And Bernie Devil, the magic number is 3. And if the Jags keep coming, winning the division isn't so guaranteed right now. And again, that's the only good news that we have. is that Traylon Burks walked off under his own power. But other than that, there was absolutely nothing good about this game at all. And I know there's a lot of people that are like not upset. I'm sorry. If you're a Titans fan, you should feel humiliated and embarrassed. You should be upset. Because the other thing is, the only other good thing that happened was A.J. Brown, like I said earlier, made a statement of why the Tennessee Titans shouldn't have traded him. 8 catches, 119 yards, 2 touchdowns. The Eagles did whatever they could want. They got away with murder, basically. Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown thoroughly abused Roger McCreary, Christian Fulton, Trey Avery, whoever was in that corner, they got abused by A.J. Brown. And honestly, the performance that A.J. Brown, I said, don't let A.J. Brown show out at your expense. I'm actually glad that A.J. Brown did show out at our expense. Why? Because it makes John Robinson look like an absolute dummy. Makes him look like an idiot. Now I see we got some more people in here. What's up, TNT, DBS, saying, if the Jags beat us, I hope that gets down and fired. If the Jags beat you, you don't deserve to win the division. Lander says, I'm not upset. I'm not upset because I'm not surprised. This is a bad team who won't win a championship. And right now, I think the thing I'm more upset about is the just lazy, nonchalant loser mentality. It's the loser mentality that they're just happy with getting to the playoffs. They don't want to win. And I know there's a few people like Ms. Mims and others saying, why am I saying the Titans are frauds? Why am I describing the Titans as frauds? Because they are. They are fake. They are not a real contender. They are division. They may win the division. And right now they're the 4 seed, not the 3. And right now, if the playoffs started today, they will be playing the Miami Dolphins. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, they would not win that game. The Miami Dolphins would come in here and smoke them. And that's just being real. Sorry, y'all. It's time for a dose of reality. It's time for some truth. Some of y'all will not like what I just said, but it's the honest to God truth. The Tennessee Titans are fake. They're frauds. They got exposed today in the worst way. Offensively, defensively, they got exposed. And Philip Maddox said, you see the Eagle player walking up laughing. I'm like, honestly, I would do the same thing because the Tennessee Titans got clowned. They are fake. They're going to win their division. They're going to win the division and get smoked in the first round. It will be one and done. And anybody who thinks otherwise, who really thinks, oh, the Titans have a chance, they're going to really go in there and show them. You are lying to yourself. You are being fake as well. Sorry, but that's the truth. Right now, the Cincinnati Bengals and the Kansas City Chiefs playing, those are real playoff teams, which the Tennessee Titans are not. They are not real. The way that they're running this organization, they will never win a championship because they're not serious about it. They don't want to win a championship. And some of y'all are saying y'all are still okay with letting AJ go. You're lying. After what you saw today, that's a lie. What would you rather have? The crap-ass receivers we got now, besides Traylon Burks, or would you rather have AJ? I would take AJ 100 times out of 100. I told y'all. And some of y'all ain't listened to me, and I proved it. The biggest mistake John Robinson has ever made was trading A.J. Brown, and today proved it. It proved it. And Weezy says they're barely getting open. A.J. didn't have problems getting open today. As a Titan, he didn't have problems getting open. Nick Westbrook-Akina stinks. Robert Woods is an absolute disappointment. And Burks, your only real offensive weapon, got laid out thanks to the Eagles, which was bad. And I know a lot of y'all are talking about the offensive line. Don't trust me. I'm going to get to that too. But the Titans are frauds. They're not a real threat. And that's just the truth. You either come to that realization and accept that, or you will be delusional and deny and be in denial and not see the writing on the wall. Today, I saw the writing on the wall. And that's just honest. Sorry, y'all. Some of y'all may not like it, but it is the truth. That is the honest to God truth. I dare anybody to say I'm wrong. And if you say I'm wrong, add some feedback. Give me a reason. Because we're going to get into the bad and the awful. Name one person on the offense that will truly be effective and take Derrick Henry out of this. Name one person on the offense that truly scares anybody else. Besides Burks getting hurt too. Don't worry, I'll wait. That was a trick question. It's rhetorical. Because the answer is none. Now, Chig could eventually become a threat if they keep him on the field long enough. But the Titans are frauds. The Titans are frauds. And, Mike Vrabel always kept saying, well, we have one thing nobody else has, Derrick Henry. Yeah. When you put all your eggs in that basket on Derrick Henry and then teams stop Derrick Henry, what else do you have? Nothing. It's like Friday Night Lights, Permian High. Booby Miles was the best player on the field. Everybody knew Booby Miles was getting the football and nobody could stop him. All of that was good when he was in there. He gets hurt. What happened? Whole entire offense fell apart. But they had a good enough head coach in high school. They had a good enough coach that taught the kids it's time to adapt. It's time to change up. Got to do a few things differently. Todd Downing doesn't know how to do that. Todd Downing has no idea how to adjust and adapt to any situation, which leads to the bad. The injury bug just won't leave us alone. Traylon Burks goes down after the touchdown catch, and that one was probably the biggest injury of the game. Because after Traylon Burks goes out, you have really no offensive weapon on the outside. You have nothing else. Nick Westbrook-Akina, non-existent. Robert Woods, a $14 million disappointment. He stinks. And you have nothing else. Cody Hollister was hurt, and him being out, I'm glad he was out, but you have nothing else after that. After Burks, what else do you have on the outside? Nick Webber-Kekina? No. Robert Woods? No. Who else? They had to put C.J. Broad in at receiver because they have nothing else. A.J. Brown abused the secondary, and he did. He made Christian Fulton look like a rookie. Made Christian Fulton look like he never played football before. And I agree with a lot of people. The Super Bowl window, I think, is closed. It's over. Classic Riders right. If defenses know if Henry doesn't get going, can't do crap without the play action. No sparks, no pass rush. The pass rush has completely died. And again, I did not think we were going to miss Danico Autry that much, but we do. We missed Danico Autry like crazy. I did not think we were going to miss Danico Autry that much because Jeff Simmons was absolutely ineffective, and that tells me he's hurt. Bud Dupree, he had a sack, but wasn't really good. Rashard Weaver has completely cooled off. And, I mean, our pass rush is non-existent. Now, a lot of people talk about, well, we still got Cody Hollister, and I know that's a lot of people being sarcastic, but we have nothing. We have absolutely nothing. No weapons that can do anything offensively. And the only other two possible offensive weapons we have, they don't know how to use. They don't know how to keep Austin Hooper and Chigakonkwo on the field. Those two guys should never come off the field. And missing Landry, at first we weren't, but you could tell we do. And a lot of people saying the defense looks tired and worn out. I mean, they played a lot of snaps because the offense has not helped them. And then you got the god-awful. And there's a lot to talk about on this. The god-awful is everything else. Is everything else. The whole offense without Treylon Burks is atrocious. Again, we got our coach. Vrabel was horrible. Todd Downing was horrible. Shane Bowen didn't do well. Hell, Craig Ackerman didn't do well either. Because they did give up some coverage on special teams. And I don't give a damn about Hollister and Swain. Because they can't do jack. All they can do is block. They need to be gone. So, again, the offense was horrible. The offensive line. This offensive line is the worst offensive line in the NFL. And that is hands down. And it looks like the Cincinnati Bengals is going to get a victory over the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City will fall to 9-3. Bengals up to 8-4. And right now, just like how the Bengals have our number, I think the Cincinnati Bengals have the Chiefs' number. The Cincinnati Bengals are starting to peak at the right time, and they are going to be a threat yet again. The offensive line is horrible. All 5 were bad from right to left. Nicholas Petit-Ferrer looked like a rookie that never played football before. Nate Davis looks like a guy that does not deserve a contract. Ben Jones, I will excuse him because he was just coming back. And, well, y'all know how I feel about that whole left side of the offensive line. The whole left side of the offensive line it sucks. It stinks. Shitty is the perfect answer. Dennis Daly is the worst offensive lineman in the NFL. Not just the worst tackle, the worst offensive lineman in the NFL. Just as SCP said, and some others have said it too. 2 of the biggest mistakes they made were letting Jack Conklin and Dennis Kelly go. Coaching is bad because, Philip Maddox said it. We're going to face 8-man boxes. They roll out the same game plan over and over and over, expecting a different result, and they don't change or adapt to anything. Now, Mike Vrabel said in the press conference a quote that is very telling. He basically said, I'm trying to find it. But basically, it was to the point where Mike Vrabel said, we are at a crossroads. Vrabel, quote, and this was tweeted out by Joe Rexroad, quote, I think we're at a crossroads how we want to continue the rest of the season. That is a very telling quote, saying we're at a crossroads, which tells me they know they need to make some changes. That some changes have to be made. And the problem is, and it all leads to John Robinson. Todd Downing needs to be fired. And we need a whole different offensive philosophy. This whole run approach over, putting everything around Derrick Henry, it's time for that to change. It's time to go to a more modern offense. It's time to change it up. And right now, Mike Vrabel is being exactly like Mike Mularkey. And John Robinson and Mike Vrabel, again, and I'm going to keep saying this, those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. And right now, the Tennessee Titans are repeating history. Mike Mularkey did the exact same thing. He was just so hell-bent on Terry Robisky that they kept running the same archaic 1940s offense thinking it was going to work. Kept doing the same thing expecting a different result. And thinking, we're good with the players we have. John Robinson having too much faith in the draft picks that he made that are clearly bust. Isaiah Wilson was a bust. Caleb Farley looking more like a bust. Dylan Raiders can't even get on the damn field. So right now, they're at a crossroads. They're exactly right. And John Robinson officially lost the A.J. Brown trade today. It is over. A.J. Brown wins. And this is exactly what A.J. did on a touchdown. So that was basically what he did to John Robinson. I'm going to show it again. This was tweeted out. A.J. Brown basically whooping the Titans, whooping John Robinson, but he's saying, I still love you. And A.J. Brown, after the game, had a whole lot to say. He basically said how personal he took this game. This game was personal, and I knew it was. And the Titans just played it off like, hey, it's just another game. You know, we don't think of it as A.J. wants to get revenge on us. A.J. Brown wanted revenge. Earlier this week, where he was saying, nah, it's not personal. I knew that was a lie. I knew that was a lie. I knew A.J. Brown was taking this personal. And he said it, quote, this one means a lot to me. I'd be lying to you to say I didn't circle this game, Brown said. I wanted to make them regret that decision. He goes on to say, to be honest, it's been personal since the trade. I've been trying to keep it down. I stated that's where I want it to be. And basically saying with the celebration, today I'm going to give you a whooping, but I still love you. That's where the hug came from. He's like, Titans, I love you. John Robinson, I love you, but I had to whoop you. And he did exactly that. A.J. Brown whooped John Robinson's ass. And John Robinson deserved every bit of it. He deserved to be taken to the woodshed and have his ass whooped. And Weezy Bowski, come on, man. Stop lying to yourself. A.J. Brown wanted to be here, and I said this before, and I say it again. The Tennessee Titans gave up on A.J. Brown, and the proof is in the pudding. They gave up on A.J. Brown. John Robinson gave up on A.J. Brown. John Robinson gave up on A.J. Brown, and now, and Weezy just, you can tell, Weezy, you know I love you, but you're delusional. You're delusional. And it's okay because there are others who are the same way. They don't want to accept the truth. They don't want to accept the reality. Reality is shown. Reality is shown. He said he cut off communications. You know the Titans lowballed him, right? Tried to offer him a measly $16 million. Oh, but it could go up to 20. If AJ got offered $20 million without incentives, he would have took that deal without thinking twice. And MHVACR is right. They are the dumbest team in the league for that trade. Dumb. A.J. Brown did exactly what he was supposed to do. He made them regret that decision, and I was mad the second it happened. It was the dumbest move John Robinson could possibly make, and A.J. made them regret it and made them eat it. Sure did. And you notice A.J. ain't hurt at all. The Titans lowballed him. And that's just being real. Sorry some of y'all can't accept the truth, but that's what it is. And obviously, I understand Weezy is just on the wall of, AJ ain't, we don't care about AJ, but hey, it's the truth. But that's exactly what they're going to do. But Weezy, I love you. You know I do. You know I got love for you. But I had to tell the truth. And all we got was that. Yeah, we got Burks, we got Malik, but we got nothing else. We should have gotten another first-round pick. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Burks. But right now, A.J. Brown is whooping John Robinson. John Robinson is looking really pitiful. The lack of moves, not paying AJ, all of that came full circle. Not making any trade at the trade deadline. You could have traded and got a left tackle in Andre Dillard. You could have traded and got a Chase Claypool or a Jerry Jeudy or a DJ Moore. You could have gotten one of them. Now, we did get MPF and Roger McCreary. That's fine. Also did kind of get Malik Willis out of that. Bingo. Those are two things that will always have me upset. How they treated me there and this. And that's just real. So that was the good, the bad, and the god-awful. The offensive line stinks. John Robinson looks really bad as a GM. And he looks horrible. He looks horrible right now as a general manager. Looks real bad for making that trade. John Robinson stinks right now as a general manager because he hasn't gotten it right in the draft in the last couple of years with Isaiah Wilson, with Dylan Radins, with Caleb Farley, where you could have had some better players. So right now, again, the Tennessee Titans are frauds. They're fake. They're pretenders. They are pretenders. They're not contenders. They are pretenders. They're not ready for the big time. They're nowhere near on the level of Kansas City, Buffalo, Cincinnati, Miami. They're not on the level of those teams. Nowhere close. Because if they play any of those teams in the first round, it is going to be a first round exit. You might as well just prepare for that. The Titans will be one and done. And it just seems like Mike Vrabel, they're content with that. They are complacent. They are complacent. They're just, like we've been saying it, they're just happy. We're just so happy to just win the division and host a playoff game. And then get kicked out of the first game in the last 3 straight years in a row. Got kicked out against Baltimore. Got kicked out against Cincinnati. Will get kicked out in the first round this year. Sorry. That's just truth. And I agree. A lot of this goes really on John Robinson than Mike Vrabel. A.J. Brown was a huge mistake. And Weezy, I know you want to win, just like I do. But again, you got to come to the grips and realization that A.J. Brown not being on this team was a big mistake. And it seemed like they're cursed. They make stupid decision after stupid decision in the offseason. So the Titans got exposed in every way. Offense, if they stop Derrick Henry and no Treylon Burks, easy to play, easy to defend. The Titans are very easy to defend. Defensively, throw. And they did. If you got a bunch of receivers, throw the ball. Because we play so much soft coverage, we're giving them room. And that's how you beat the Tennessee Titans. Cincinnati figured it out. Buffalo figured it out. Kansas City figured it out. All the good teams figured it out. We have yet beat a good team. We've beaten one team with a winning record, and that is the Commanders. And that was with Carson Wentz as quarterback. And I don't even think the Commanders are that good. But right now, they're in the playoff hunt. Stupid decisions aren't a curse. That's done by a person. Find somebody who can make better decisions. And right now, that person is not John Robinson. The Tennessee Titans suck. And that's just the honest to God truth. So, that's what it is, and there's nothing we can do about it. Until Mike Vrabel comes to the realization that some changes need to be made, starting with Todd Downing. Todd Downing has got to go. Dennis Daly has got to go. Aaron Brewer cannot play guard. But, you know Mike Vrabel. He's not going to do that. He's too stubborn. He's too proud. He's too arrogant. He thinks he knows everything. But they're at a crossroad. I will be very interested to listen to the press conference tomorrow and see if those hard questions come. Because I'll be honest, if it was me, Mike Vrabel would hate me. Because I would ask the hard question. And I would keep pressing him. I would literally go in with the intention of frustrating him to give me an answer I want. SCP says we're going 10-7. And getting to 10-7 looks like it's going to be hard. It would not shock me if we ended up 9-8 and just barely got in. Yep. Receivers can't win one-on-one matches besides Burks. That is the formula everybody's going to use to beat us. So, that's that on that. Titans are big losers. John Robinson's a loser. And we will talk about who will be the star of the week and dunce of the day, which there's really not too many stars to name. But there's a whole lot of dunces. And so I want y'all to get your nominees in that for Wednesday. Ian Talley says, we're not that bad, sir. We're not a 7-5 team. We look more like a 3-8 team. We look like a team that could be 5-7, maybe 4-8. We don't look great. Now, I had a talk with Miss Teresa today. I texted her earlier, and I said, hey, Miss Teresa, Vrabel needs to be grilled. No excuse for the poor play for the offensive line. Daly is awful and is awful. Can they stop being stubborn and play Raiders at left tackle? Teresa responded to me and said, Raiders is not better. I almost wanted to drop to the floor on that one. But Teresa is in the building, so I do defer to her. And she said, Jones, missing 2 games didn't help chemistry. Talking about Ben Jones. And it's J-Rob who put this O-line together, which he did. Titans desperately need the expanded cap next year to pick better in the draft. Wilson, Raiders, and Farley are bust. And I said Daly stinks. Said LaRaven Clark is worse. That's from Teresa Walker, and she is in the building a lot. So, Titans are not ready for the big time. We are not that good of a football team, and that's just the honest truth. But everybody, I'm about to get out of here. Give me something to eat. I just need to let off some steam. I probably didn't let off everything, but this was an atrocity. This was an embarrassment. This was humiliating. We got exposed. It was a disaster. And that's the truth. We got taken to the woodshed and we got our asses whooped. So Amy Adams Strunk better have watched this game and thought, nah, we can't play like this anymore. So everybody, I'm about to call it a night. This is a John Robinson problem. So our O-line is worse than we thought? Yep, they are. They're bad. Really, really bad. But everybody, I think that's going to just about do it for Titans and Truth. I'm your man, Blue Enforcer, a.k.a. The Truth. Again, make sure y'all like the show and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. A little over 1,200 subscribers. I thank everybody who has subscribed to the channel. If you haven't, please do go ahead and subscribe. And let's get to 13. Let's get to 1,300. Let's get far in, helping this channel grow. And again, I thank everybody for tuning in. And y'all have yourselves a very good rest of your night. Let's try to not think anymore about this game. And let's move on to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And we're going to, just throw this game away. But I thank y'all for tuning in. Cannon, Clay, Ian, Philip Maddox. And, yep, AJ basically said, acknowledge me. And he was telling John Robinson that. Sure was. But thank y'all for tuning into the show. I hope you have a very good rest of your night. And let's just tighten up, because that's all we know how to do. Good night, y'all.